Hello, everyone. So, last episode, wasn't a month ago. It was a week ago, and I thought we could handle talking about 24 episodes in one sitting. That's my hubris. That's me flying too close to the sun and my throat dying. So here we are talking about part 2. We're gonna be talking about episode 13 until 24. It's gonna be, me and BB leading the conversation. But before we get started, ladies, if you want to introduce yourself, we can start with Miss BB.
Hello, konbiru. My name is Blippo. I'm the nurse for EVE.EXE.
Yeah.
I like to play Apex. I also like to talk about anime. I also really liked Apothecary. I was the one that made us watch Apothecary for this month.
Yeah. Konbiru. That's our nurse. Woo-woo. And Miss Azaria.
Zeria, I am Azera, the sniper of EVE.EXE, and I love anime. That's why I'm also here with these lovely ladies. And today we're going to talk about Apothecary Diaries. I have watched that, and I'm so glad Elyza enjoyed herself. And she and Bibi will be leading this. So I'll be chilling. I'm a chill guy, sitting at the back, listening to them yap about one of the greatest anime.
She's just a chill guy, bro.
Yeah, I'm just a chill guy.
I need like the Maomao version of I'm just a chill guy, like the little guy, but with her like hair and the freckles and stuff. Anyone out there?
Doing it?
Yeah, anybody out there with like the slightest inkling of talented Photoshop or art? Actually, I could probably do it. I might do it after this. I think I need to manifest this one myself.
She's gonna change her thumbnail after this. Just Maomao as a chill guy, and that's it. And people's like, what's going on?
Oh God, I don't think I technically could. Unfortunately.
Yeah, true.
Fuck, dude, that sucks. I'm just a chill guy. That's so unfortunate. but yeah, I'm very excited to get started. I don't know how you guys feeling? How's your week been? How you doing? What's up? What's good?
Okay, been vibing.
That's cool.
We're chilling. It's so cold this few days.
Yeah, it's been freezing. It is so cloudy out today. It was kind of gloomy. Yeah. All right, well, we could just hop into it. Y'all know what's up. We like a brief recap of just, we know Maomao, Apothecary Diaries. Also a disclaimer, obviously, spoiler alert, we're talking about an anime. So if you haven't watched Apothecary Diaries and you care about being spoiled, don't be here. That is your one warning. But yeah, Maomao is our protagonist, our cutie patootie. She I'll pin that, silly little me. I feel like I still need to let people know what's good. So, Maomao was a little chill apothecary guy, living in the world, and then she ends up getting kidnapped and brought to the inner court of the palace, and she ends up through the means of being too smart. She gets found out for being too smart and becomes the taste tester for one of the ladies in waiting, and we just kind of watch as that unfolds, all of the antics and everything like that. And last time that we were here, episode 12, she ends up getting fired from the court, since the people who were in charge of her servitude, whatever, they were no longer in charge of it after someone got beheaded. So she was let go and had to go back home. We got to watch her revisiting all of the courtesans that she grew up with and working with them for a little bit, for Jinshi to then pull up and be like, I want you back, baby, please come back to me. And so now episode 13, I'm still leading the way for a little bit here. It starts with her, I guess, preparing to go back to work. All the courtesans are very much as they are, right? Their jobs are so much about their looks and everything like that. They're like, okay, you gotta look good, you gotta look perfect, you know, you gotta look on fleek for going back to your old job in the palace, you know, in the rear palace. So they make her pretty, you know. We see like a cute scene with her father, and we also see how part of the persuasion of bringing her back, Jinshi gave her this like rare, what was it, like a chicken foot or something like that she could use. I don't know, what was it? Do you guys remember exactly what it was?
I can't remember what it was too.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. There was a couple.
Mhm.
There's a couple of things that you're just like, hey, if you do this, I'll give you this. And she's like, what?
Getting bribed easily with herbs or whatever.
Yeah, that's like me if anyone came to me with like an anime figure and was like, here, you know, here's this figure. If you do this for me, I would be like, yeah, I'll jump down this freaking cliff. Yeah, it sounds great. I'll do anything. I'll bend over backwards for this anime figure. I need that hot lady.
Whoa.
Dude, I'll do anything for a big booty hoe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she ends up going back, and there's like this whole cute thing since she got all dolled up, right, by the courtesans. She looked very, very pretty, and they kind of make a big deal out of it. And of course, Jinshi, our quote eunuch, is very flustered by how beautiful she is, and everyone's like, oh my god, look at her, she's so pretty. And it was kind of really cute, obviously, seeing their interactions. They're like my new favorite ship until the next show. So I was fangirling. But yeah, so when she gets back to the palace, they are basically like, oh, you can't just go back to being the food tester like you were before, which she's disappointed by because this crazy girl loves poison. Essentially, Jinshi says, oh, you're gonna work under me now. So it's the inner court. So instead of the rear court, which she used to be with the four
Outer court.
outer court. Yeah. Thank you. With the four women, whatever.
So cool.
Now she's being brought into the inner court where she's gonna work directly under Jinshi. And we just kind of get like a montage of her getting to see the area, seeing how different it is, and you know, running into the court ladies who seem to be very jealous of her because she gets to be around Jinshi. Which then there's this really funny scene where she once again uses the power of people's ignorance and takes the like rags off her arm and is like, look at how disheveled and fucked up I am. There's no way that you could ever be jealous of me. I'm no competition to you. and then they back off and they feel somewhat bad for her. So that's interesting. But yeah, you see, you know, she's looking at all the plants. She's like, oh, you know, this shit ain't hitting. She does eventually find some plants somewhere that she likes. So that's good for her, I guess. And I have a little note here, and this will be like a reoccurring note. She's getting creeped on by some weird soldier. Like, I obviously, right? You know, hindsight's 2020. We don't know who this guy is. We don't know his story yet. So he just, to me, is some creepy soldier. So yeah, we see him, and like every episode after this, right? It's like a reoccurring thing where it's like, this old guy is very interested in everything that she has going on, and I perceived it as he's like a creep, and I was kind of like mentally prepared from like, oh, something horrible is gonna happen, and I'm not ready. There goes me watching too much sad or intense anime and not like accepting the slice of life that this is. But yeah, so that's pretty much episode 13. It's just starting us off. New opening, super cute. I think, guys, which opening do you like? Which one do you prefer?
Opening one.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
They're both really nice. I like opening one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I just love the budget upgrade. Opening. We started doing some 3D panoramic stuff. I was like, oh, sheesh. But
Okay.
yeah, no. First one definitely a banger.
Yeah. Is it like the song of the first one, but the video of the second?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's episode 13, and then episode 14, we get to see the new pure consort, and oh my god, she is a baddie! Why is she so pretty? She is like actually just the prettiest. I was fangirling when I was watching it, and she's pulling up. First of all, also, it kind of made me laugh a little bit because I was like, this is so like drawn out and dramatic as she walks. I'm like, did someone die? Like, I feel like it's like a funeral march. So clearly, I feel like the vibes that they're giving, and I don't know if you guys got this too, was they're like, oh, she doesn't want to be here, right? Or did you get something else? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I definitely was like, okay, she just does not, this bitch does not want to be here. The introduction of the doll? Did they ever call her that? The doll? I mean, I definitely feel like she's a doll. Like, she's just like so stoic and like beautiful. So, but yeah, it was very dramatic and got me excited for season 2 because we don't really see too much happen with her. Just a lot of like hinting or little like sneak peeks. So I'm definitely excited for season 2, which by the way, guys, did you see the trailer for season 2?
Yeah, I got it announced recently. It looks so good.
Ah, okay. I think
the vocalist Ryosobi is in charge of the song, so I'm looking forward to
oh
hearing
my
that.
gosh! Wait, that's so exciting!
Ikura-san, Lila Sakura.
That's awesome. I was gonna say, let's do like a little, at the end of today's episode, let's do like a little watch along. You know, obviously I can't play it on stream, but I'll just be like, oh, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll stream it here and watch it.
Is it on already, or was it just announced?
No. There's a trailer. There's like a trailer out, I think.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, so we could watch that. Because I haven't seen it, and I guess Zara didn't see it either.
Yep.
So that'd be cool.
Haven't seen it.
I'm
excited.
Yippee! Okay. So yeah, she literally have a note. Seems unhappy AF. I remember she dramatically takes off the hairpiece that she's wearing and just like, bitch, I hate this thing. Get this out of my hair. Very dramatic. And then we go from the dramatic AF woman to Maomao giving a horny lesson to the consorts. Just like absolutely crazy scene. So essentially she, you know, they go to this building and she's gonna be giving a lesson to the consorts, and Jinshi's like, oh, what's the lesson? I want to know what's going on. And I was like, no, this is top secret, you know, women information. You can't know. And she kicks his goofy ass out and proceeds to have like 2 whole minutes of the women being flustered and being like, what? Oh my god. It was very cute. And then the pure consort just being like, I do not give a fuck. I do not give a fuck about what these bitches have going on. It was definitely interesting and cute seeing Jinshi like try to like listen in and be like, what's going on? Lady Liuhua was the most cultured, learned person by the end. Yeah, she was. That bitch was prepared. Yeah, because she had like a little bit of a taste of it, right, in that earlier episode when Maomao told her about the you know, so
the secret move.
Yeah. Lady Liuhua had a head start.
Yeah,
she had a head start on the study material. She sees how much it paid off. She was like, she walked in there. She was like, all right, I'm locked.
She wants more. She signed up for more.
Yeah, so it was fun to watch that. And yeah, and then it's interesting. It's episode 14 is really kind of a mishmash of so many different things happening. So you know, we have the pure consort, we have the horny lessons, and then a building gets exploded, and the rest of the episode is essentially trying to figure out what caused it. You know, Maomao, of course, is doing Maomao, and she sticks her nose in things she shouldn't be, and she ends up, you know, the guy soldier. It's actually the soldier that's obsessed with the courtesan I can't remember her name, but one of the courtesans that he had met, Paidin, he was the one that's in charge of like investigating, and she does take note. Mawa does take note. Oh, he's like moved up. He's working really hard, you know, because he wants to get his girl, which is like honestly so cute. I don't know. I don't know why I was rooting for him ever since that was like established as like a thing that he really likes her. I'm like, oh, you got that. You know, I'm rooting for you. Cause he like, you know, he's like head over heels for her. He wasn't like a creepy rich old guy, you know. He was like so earnest about it, which I really thought was cute. I don't know, I like it's cute. So yeah, she essentially helps them figure out that okay, she finds a pipe in this blown up building. It's like a storage building, and she finds the pipe. And she's like, let me use my Maomao solving skills. And she ends up making a little box with flour in it. And then she does like a little explosion using the flour, and essentially figures out that because of all the flour dust in the storage facility building, when the man went to go smoke his pipe in there, that's what caused the explosion. Which I'm like, where's the man? Half on fire. Where's the guy? Because I don't think they ever say they found a guy. And at no point in the show, I feel like, do they ever like, oh yeah, there's this guy covered in soot walking around. Like, that's just not spoken about at all. So I feel like that is maybe one written flaw in there that, whatever. That was just kind of under the rug. But yeah, so apparently someone had smoked a pipe in there and it went ba-boom, as Mischief says. And, after that, I did read a little note, and I don't know what it means, but she found red spider lilies. Because apparently she found spider lilies at some point, and I was very happy about that. But I couldn't find that scene again when I went to check today. So I was like, was I that knocked out and half asleep watching that episode that I just made up in my head that she found red spider lilies? Like, I'm not okay. The kids are not okay. But yeah, so she pretty much solves it. And I think that's how it ends. I know there's like a lead in somewhere. It might have just been like the old guy being all creepy as usual. And that leads into episode 15, where we watch the puffer fish case, and essentially, you know, just kind of speeding over that because it seems like, so essentially with this half of the season, we're gonna see this through line of all of these little things happening that end up tying into one big thing. This is kind of like one of those situations where it's like, while we're seeing the puffer fish case unfold, it like leads into the next thing, which leads to the next thing, leads to the next thing. So essentially, quickly, for the puffer fish case, she is asked to solve it, as she is with everything else, which she was very eager to help solve because she loves poison and was like, ooh, pufferfish poison, ah! And her crazy self. And long story short, the brother of some guy essentially tried to, or successfully, poisoned his brother with seaweed that he would always eat by like, I don't know, getting it from a different place, and it was poisonous, and the guy ends up dying. Unlucky, GG's, go next. Yeah, that guy gets found out, and he was very rude to her. Also, the guy that, I don't know why, I don't know if this went over my head, but do you guys know why in this show, the guy that brings Maomao everywhere while she's trying to solve things, why is he so fucking rude to her?
The guy, oh.
Boston?
Yeah.
Boston, yeah.
I mean,
Doesn't like her.
To be fair, you have to think like, oh, literally things are going as normal, and all of a sudden a new face comes around. It's like, who the frick are you, right?
Is that really
Like,
all it
it's not
is?
so. I mean, Gao Shun was also. I mean, it's the fact that he's gonna be in charge of something, and he's probably heard ahead of time the tendency for Maomao to like stick her nose into stuff.
Ah.
So I'm gonna assume he was either given. It's either, you know, just general mistrust because like you're a new face around here. What exactly are you doing here? Like what is
Just
your
out of
purpose?
nowhere,
What
just
is your
appear, and he's
game?
like, she's already doing like the investigations and stuff, you know.
But yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah. I was always just like,
explicitly explaining it, but it's pretty sure it's just like one, mistrust, and also two, like, hey, we're on here on like official matters, like keep to it, you know.
yeah. They
Because she looks
definitely.
probably a little bit younger than him, I guess.
And also, I guess, yeah, like they keep with the roles in society thing. They take it very seriously in this show. So I thought like, okay, I guess it's like he literally just sees her as like a lesser being. So he is then ruder to her, which I was just like, leave my girl alone. She's just doing her job. You know, she doesn't want to be here necessarily. I mean, I guess she does want to be there in some ways because she likes poison. But like, she doesn't really want to be there in that way. So I don't know. I was getting defensive on her behalf. I was like, Boston, why don't you chill out? Okay, like sit down, have a Snickers, okay?
Yeah. It's less lesser being as it is just him doing his job.
Yeah.
He seems pretty prim and proper, pretty much by the books kind of guy.
Nah. But yeah, so they end up solving that case, and then it's you know, that's just kind of it. And then again, old man being creepy is old and creepy. And I think here this is the scene where he was like sleeping on the bench, and I remember, you know, the soldiers are like, oh my god, there's this girl with cold eyes who's working next with Jinshi, and oh, she keeps solving stuff, she's so smart. And then he's like, her? I'm so interested. And I was like, guys, shut the fuck up! Why are you saying that in front of him? Like, I was so protective of her this whole time. Oh my gosh. So every time he was on screen, I was just like, get the f out of here, I'm about to beat you up. Man, stay with my girl. And in this episode as well, we see he visits Jinshi a lot, right? He starts really bugging him, driving him crazy. You know, talking to him, yapping, telling all these stories. And like he irked me so bad. Like he really made me uncomfortable before, but after this episode, right, I was like, ugh. While watching, you know, whatever. Now, I'm not gonna say yet why I may change my mind, but during this episode, I was like, okay, I hate this guy. He basically talks. First of all, he's just talking Jinshi's ear off in general, and he starts talking about this courtesan that he really likes, or really liked, and he kind of explains that she used to play, what was it, Go? I can't remember the game of choice. Yeah, Go. Okay. So they play Go together, or she's the best, you know, she's super good, and he was just really obsessed with her, you know, kind of speaking very vaguely, and we get little hints and imagery of her. And he talks about just how much he liked her, and asks the question, you know, how do you ruin a courtesan's value? And of course, like, I didn't really need to think very hard to kind of figure out where he was going with that, even though they like take a while, because like they'll like talk about this and then they go to a different scene and they come back to it later. But it was really gross. I don't know. He really grossed me out this episode. They were doing a very good job of making him a hateable character. And I wrote a little note here because, you know, I'm so smart. I wrote, curious if that old courtesan that we got flashbacks to was Maomao's mom, because they seem so similar. So, props to my mildly intelligent investigative abilities. And that's episode 15. Oh, it does end with him being like, hey, you know, this metal worker died and he left a riddle for their sons. You know, you guys should figure it out. And that's how it ends. Which then leads us into episode 16, where they do the metal worker mystery. Now, this was a pretty cool set of scenes with the brothers, because, I don't know, I just love mystery in general, and the show does it a lot. And this one in particular, it was just really cool kind of like seeing her piece everything together. And so essentially it starts with, you know, Gaoshun talking to Maomao saying, you know, this metal worker died and he only left, oh my god, what the heck was it? Like a shack, a fishbowl, and a dresser, something like that, to the three brothers.
Yep.
And, you know, and a riddle, and, you know, can you go help figure it out? As per usual, we're gonna ask Maomao, this one girl, to go figure out a gosh darn riddle for these brothers. And so, of course, she does, because it's Maomao, and this is an anime that would not progress without her doing everything. And so she goes to help them. Bassin goes to help. I'm so good with names, I swear. He of course brings Maomao and constantly yells at her, nonstop badgering her, telling her to not touch things or do things without asking, which just drives me crazy. And when you meet the brothers, one of them is like the perceived favorite of the father. You know, he's like I just love my brothers and I love my dad and I just want to solve this. And the other two are like kind of like dicks, you know, like they're kind of like, one is like very materialistic, the others, you know, they're just rude. You know, so they're like, I want stuff, I want things, you know, just solve it, just fix it, oh my god, or you're not gonna be able to fix it. And they just badger her the whole time that she's trying to figure it out. And eventually the way that she figures out the puzzle, right? So it's in this like tea room, kind of. I think it was like a tea room, and the hint or the riddle was the father saying you should all have a tea party together like old times, and so they're in the tea room, and there's this dresser that's kind of fastened to the ground, facing a window. She mentions like Western style, and it's very tall and in a weird spot. And then they just have like the fishbowl. And eventually she notices the way, I think, that the light comes from the window, the way it hits the dresser catches her eye, and she ends up having the younger brother put the fishbowl on a piece of furniture by the window. And with the way that the fishbowl has like writing on it or etchings, it basically creates like a tight beam of light that goes into the dresser, which, by the way, had a keyhole that the key that they were left with did not work for. And once the light hits the keyhole, you know, she goes and she touches it and she's like, oh my god, it's warm. And she asks one of the brothers to try to use the key again, and the guy's like, oh no, it's not gonna work, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. And she's like, just do it. And he uses the key and it ends up opening. Which then has a little box with another key. And essentially they get this rock, and through the adventures and, you know, the journey, not the destination style storytelling, the brothers figure out, oh, you know, the younger brother may have been the one that was the best at the metalworking like his father, but the other two also have their own talents. And they come together and they kind of work out their differences and decide, oh, not all of us can be metal workers, so I will do this part of the job and I will do this part of the job, and the other brother will do the metal work. And they create basically their own business doing what their father used to do. And it's really cute and wholesome. And very important later, you know, keep in mind in the back of your heads, right? We gotta remember that special technique with the metal where the heat from the light melts it, you know? That's gonna be important later. So you gotta keep that in mind. Okay? Okay. And so yeah, they solve it.
The way Mama solved it was the recipe for the dad's special meta, but she never told them. Yeah. Yeah. I honestly quite liked episode 16 a lot.
It's really cool.
Like it was pretty much it takes Apothecary back to like its actual mystery side of it, but it also showcases like two very, I don't know, one of the two concepts that really drew me to Apothecary. One of them being like the whole murder mystery, not really murder mystery, but the mystery, how they weave together the storyline, and also like the emotional aspects of it. Because it starts out with like all the sons being like, well, we start out actually with creepy old man Lacan being the one sending them on said mission.
Yeah.
He's going to be a recurring player in this last leg of Apothecary. But he starts off being just like, oh yeah, they had 3 sons, but only one of them, you know, had any sort of worth as a metal worker. And the older 2 brothers, you know, having been around, you know, just it be the thing where everyone be talking and stuff. I'm sure they probably felt some sort of insecurity. So despite their egos and how much we didn't really like them at the beginning, I don't know. I didn't care for their standoffish personalities, quite frankly. Like the fact that they were just kind of there, just like, okay, I don't need anything to do with this. Like, dad never give a heck about me. They only give a heck about the younger one. And all that stuff. And what was really sweet about it is that Mao managed to, after figuring out all the clues, keep that family together, essentially. Because one of the things that was lost too with the guy, with the father passing, was that he was pretty much the only one who had this secret technique. He just never managed to pass down. And so it was nice seeing Mao coming in and just being like, not only was she repairing like the mystery, but also repairing like the family going forward, and almost hopefully somewhat saving like a lost art in the middle of that.
Maomao has many jobs. Not only solve mysteries, she solve like family issues. She brings family together. She also pays and everything. She's all in one package. She's a cat too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Maomao.
Get yourself a Maomao. On God, yes.
I wish she was real.
She can be. We are all Maomao. We are all Maomao. It's okay. So yeah, that they end up solving it. Yeah, she does learn the recipe for this special metal, but she does not tell them. And big notes here: creepy man, so creepy. And I think this is where he talks in detail about how essentially the way that you lower a courtesan's value is by the sleeping.
He doesn't say anything.
They don't say anything yet?
All he says here is when he gets to that part, all he tells Jinshi is like, oh, you should ask someone that knows about that.
Smile. Oh, yeah. Smile. Smile. But yeah, it's pretty heavily implied. It's, I don't know, it's dark. It makes you ick. It gives you the ick. And then the episode ends with Jinshi asking to get his makeup done. Ba ba ba. And I hand it off to BB.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right. I didn't really take like notes as long as like recapping or whatnot, just kind of just the general sort of what's it, the timelines, I guess. But yeah, from here on, this last like a bunch of crazy shit happened.
Yes. It's so good. It's so good.
See, this is a big lesson. Get too good with stuff, you never hear the end of it. Exactly, right? Exactly. See, this is why exactly Mama was trying to keep a low-key profile, but alas. We go from literally washing laundry, have her 2 years and get out, to now solving mysteries and saving families. Although, to be fair, she has a sense of justice to her, so I'm sure she's not all that upset about being dragged.
She's Scooby-Doo up in that bitch. Oh, God.
Was it me or was this episode a blur until the end? It was, yeah. The episode is really interesting. I liked it because in my first initial watch through of Apothecary, I just thought it was a cute little, okay, anyways, we just introduced shiny new concubine, Miss Lolan. I wonder what else she's up to, but before you can figure that out, we're gonna go ahead and take a refresher real quick. You know, actually go back to the mystery stuff, less of the political stuff. But yeah, it wasn't around on my second watch through. I realized like, oh, we learned something really important here. Like, and it was really nice because they actually masked it with like just a genuine, good, one-off mystery story.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, anyways, about that, we will talk about that later, Smile. Anyways, we have more important stuff on our hands. That is being the jaunt around town. Yeah, jaunt around town. That is episode 17. Basically, Jinshi comes to Maomao, and he's like, "Sup?" She's like, "Fuck you want?" He's like, "How good are you with makeup?" She's like, "What?" What do you need that for? He was just like, obviously you're good about like hiding your face with your freckles and whatnot. Like, how good are you about like, you know, dolling yourself up, you know, gassing yourself up. And she's like, I know a little something, dude. Like, yeah, like what about it? He's like, okay, cool. Do my makeup then. And she's like, what? Why do you need makeup? Like, are you just what sort of this? Because like Mama is just in her head like he already has a face so beautiful that will make what is it, nations go to war over it. Like what do you need all that for? Like who are you trying to kill? Genuinely. What are you doing with this sort of weapon on you, huh? That's when Jinshi's like, no, dude, I have to go out town. I have to go under a disguise. And she's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure, forget. What's it? Yeah. So they get him all dolled up, and by dolled up, I mean like they dress his ass down. They were like, Mama started giving him all the pointers. They were just like, oh, you stand too tall. Oh, you have to wear all this padding because like you can't be looking that built going out there. Like you gotta be looking, you looking a little too rich to be going out in these parts over here. Okay.
You need to smell like shit.
We're gonna absolutely transform him. Because Maomao is not one to do anything in half measures. She will either do it all the way or not at all. So, part of that being giving lovely Jinshi a full makeover into being Sir Jinka. Yeah. And yeah, just just a guy. He's just a chill guy going for a jaunt around town. All good. However, because everyone in the show wants so desperately Maomao and Jinshi to get together, except these fucking like airheads. Everybody's rooting for them. Suiden, I believe is her name. Yeah, Suiden. Suiden, I believe, is the caretaker for Jinshi's area and where he resides in the outer palace, and I love her to bits. She's like that sweet old grandma who's like a little bit wrong, like, you know, kind of like tough love. She's just like, I will dote on you, but also do your work or else. Smile. Like I'd definitely respect the hell out of her, and I would be afraid to ever go against her. Smile. Probably that same fear is what Maomao felt. Because she was just like, oh, it would suck if Jinshi went alone. You guys should totally, you know, we should get you dolled up too, Mama. Mama was like, what? WTF? Well, I don't need to go out on a date for him. And Jinshi's like, yeah, no, that's a great idea. Smile. Everyone smiles.
Smile. Yeah, she did not waste like any. She's like, I'm gonna make you look pretty as hell, and she looks so cute. I loved this Maomao outfit so much because, you know, it's kind of like red coated. So this one is really pretty.
Another really nice one about that too is I believe the clothings that Maomao got were actually handed down. I think it was Suiden's
handed down by Suiden's daughter.
Yeah. So I'm sure Suiden had some fun with it too. She's like, oh, the daughter I never had. You're like the daughter I never had, and hopefully the daughter I will eventually have. Please. Please. I feel like Suiden and Gashun are literally just around the corner every time they're talking. They're just like wiggling their butt and looking over. They're just like, the fuck you hear? What do you hear? What are they talking about? What's going on? Because again, literally everyone and their mom and their mama's mom is cheering for Mama and Jinshi, just whether they know it or not.
God, you know, we all see it. We all see it. They need to see it too. Although I feel like Jinshi sees it, you know. It's just Maomao.
Oh, Jinshi's definitely, at this point, yeah, he's hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I love their chemistry. Their chemistry is so cute. Because I know when you told me at the start of this, was like, do they get together? And I'm just like, you should see. You should watch and find out.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they got together, but I feel like...
Oh, they definitely don't. I mean, they're currently not, but it's just nice, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of if they're actually together or not, it's just cute seeing all their interactions.
Yeah.
Sometimes a ship isn't people that get together, and sometimes a ship is simply two people that you just kind of want to throw into a room and see what the fuck happens, and they're just
Yeah, but I
Fuck
do get.
around and find out.
Yes, fuck around. Please fuck around and find out. Please fuck around and find out. No, I don't know. I personally, I get so annoyed when like my ships don't, like
Start
ship.
sailing.
Yeah, like specifically, like obviously, like
Okay.
if I ship two characters that kind of have like a thing, or it's like it's not really even canon, whatever. That's like one thing. But when it's like in the show, right, it is like the canon ship and stuff like that. It drives me nuts because I'm just like, I can't handle them not being together. Just get together already. Ah! Too impatient. I'm too impatient.
I feel that, but also I feel like so long as the journey is like, I don't know, you really have to be able to balance the frustration versus like the payoff.
Yeah.
And like personally, I just really enjoy the journey of watching their relationship like deepen, and not really deepen. Well, kind of sort of deepen.
Mhm.
I mean, they get to
Kinda, a
know each
little
other.
bit.
Yeah.
Jinshi definitely be falling though, for
He's
sure.
falling hard. He's falling hard.
And it's really funny because I'm pretty sure Jinshi was just like, ooh, shiny new toy, haha, this will be fun for now. And it wasn't until he looked back at himself and he's just like, I fucked
Ah,
up.
shit.
The
Oh,
consequences
shit.
of my actions.
Though to be fair, it doesn't help that he has people like Gaoshun and Suida literally like, ooh, ooh, you talking to a girl?
A coral?
Because I know as much as Gaoshun wants to look after, like he's supposedly like the main bodyguard or whatnot. It's also really nice to see like the sort of familiar ties between Gaoshun and Jinshi, and Gaoshun's just like, are you gonna settle down at any point? Like, what are you doing, dude? what are you doing on here? She's just like, shut up, I gotta work. I ain't about the romance. I'm about the grind, bro. But yeah, it was a really cute episode. They go out and pretty much Jinshi takes this as an opportunity to like just have one-on-one time, just hang out with each other, just feel things out, just feel like, hey, you enjoying your time at the palace?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
But
I
she
think
doesn't
leading up
wanna
to this,
talk.
Jinshi,
Yeah.
yeah, Jinshi, yeah, like I think she could feel, or he could feel that Maomao was, I don't know, Mama's just kind of doing her own thing. I think that's also part of the intrigue that Jinshi has with Mama. It's just the fact
Yeah.
that like literally Jinshi has had a life where everything comes to him so easy. This is the one puzzle he hasn't been able to quite figure out yet.
The
Mm-mm.
toy that does
Wow.
not do what he wants it to do.
Exactly. So he hasn't broken in here or figured out yet. So it's really nice. Just keeps leading it on. It's gotten to the point where he's just like, damn, I'm invested. I like being around Mama. Does Mama being around me? You know?
Yeah, he's desperate. He's desperate. What the hell?
And like, I feel for him. I think he's funny, but also I do feel for him because I mean, Mama is completely oblivious to the actual charm that she has herself because she's always so busy putting herself down, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-mm.
she's just like, I'm just here to keep my head down. I don't want no problems, no nothing. But then here's this idiot constantly dragging me into stuff. WTF?
Mhm. Yes, and she's very focused on her like position in society, and she sees the world very like realistically and somewhat cruelly, which is like, it was so sad. Every time she talks about it, I'm just like, girl, I want to give you the world. I'm gonna make you a queen, bro, or a empress, whatever. I feel so bad for her, but it's you know, it's the reality of their world and our world to some degree as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like at this point in the show, like after they've gotten through all like the major, you know, political stuff, the little mystery or whatnot, this is finally the point where we just have the spotlight on both Jinshi and Mao, like where they currently are in their relationship.
Mhm.
And while they haven't made like great strides in a romantic sense, I believe it's nice seeing them go out for a walk or see where they are now versus like where they started, where they literally met by chance. So it was a really nice marker, I think, of an episode, just to see exactly where they stand with each other. Well, rather where Jinshi stands with Maomao, because Maomao's just here. She's just like, hey, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. But yeah, it was nice. It was really cute seeing them together. Jinshi again asks Maomao if she like, hey, you've been enjoying your time in the palace? And Maomao's just like, yeah, it's been cool. Met a lot of cool people, done a lot of cool stuff, ate a lot of cool poisons.
What the fuck?
What?
Did you send it to her?
No, I didn't send it because she was talking. Alright, fine, I'm sending it to the group.
Mama's actually just a chill guy.
Oh my god!
Yo, why you gotta expose me? Why you gotta laugh out loud?
Sorry, there's no way I could look at it and not laugh.
When she started laughing and giggling, I was like, ah shit, I'm exposed, guys.
Azaria did do the chill guy Maomao. I love it so much. That's awesome, thank you. I'm saving this forever.
What happens when you just let Azaria in the back? She's like, I'm about to make some shit post.
I already did my part in the first half episode. I'm continuing with this. Alright, sorry for interrupting. Continue.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, anyways, Jinshi and Maomao one-on-one time. Get to hang out, go on a date of sorts. Smile. Definitely a date to Jinshi. Mama's just like, I'm just here. Yeah. Oh shit, skewers. Yum. It was also really nice too because it was a way for Maomao to, I guess, bring Jinshi down to where she is in society, I guess. Yeah. Right? Because she's always been getting dragged around into his shenanigans. But for once, like, he's the one that has to keep it down low and actually, like, see what Maomao's, like, basically a picture, a snapshot of what Maomao's life was like outside of the palace. Yeah. Which I guess at that point also makes him question, like, oh, dude, she looks so comfortable here. Like, fuck. She might hate it in the palace. God damn it. But yeah. But for Maomao is just kind of I'm just a chill guy. I'm down for wherever I end up in life. Like, this is just what happens. Like, if anything, the only thing I'm concerned about is my dad. And she's just like, you have a dad? He's just like, yeah. Well, not actually, but like, I mean, he's the one that raised me, and he's the one that taught me all the medicines and whatnot, and like guided me and all that. And she hypes him the fuck up. She hypes the fuck up out of Luomen. I hope I said his name correctly. Yeah. But yeah, and Jinshi was just surprised because he's just like, you care about someone other than you care about something other than poison or medicine?
Shocking, I know.
They laughed about it, but yeah. And Maomao just it was really nice seeing Maomao basically praise the person that raised her, seeing her actual familial ties to someone. And she ends up letting him know. She's like, yeah, Loman, he was like really cool. He was like really smart. Like, he was taken out overseas or whatnot. Like, he was paid for. And Jinshi was just like, dead ass. He studied overseas. He was just like, yeah, he was sent to. He was really smart. I was like, oh damn. Like, only like people chosen by the emperor, I thought, or someone high up was, you know. That's really cool. He must be really freaking good at what he does.
Yeah, not to mention he is also a eunuch, so that kind of made Jinshi's ears perk up a ton, because he's like, how many people could be this guy? Like, not that many.
Too. Yup. That was another part of it as well, because mom was just like, yeah, he's like, his efforts are entirely wasted on being an apothecary, because Jinshi was like, what did he do before that? I was like, oh, he was a eunuch. He was a physician. And Jinshi was just like, oh. Wait a minute. Hold up, wait a second.
The mathin'.
Hold up, wait a second. Pause, champ. Who was this guy? Is he potentially that guy that was cat
Mm.
I don't remember if it was ever mentioned at this point, but I know at some point there was a story of, it was part of when the concubines were giving birth, I believe, to the original children, and how because one of them were someone was almost gravely injured, or like one of the children didn't make it or whatnot, the babies didn't make it, they basically casted him out, even though, man, he's one physician with like 4 concubines. Like, but what the fuck is he supposed to do if they'd be giving birth at the same time?
Yeah, it was mentioned in the past.
Yeah.
So that was really funny. Like, when I heard that, I was just like, oh, sure is a small world around here.
Like this.
But he just doesn't think too much about it. He's just, they're just kind of enjoying their time. They have some really cute moments. Mama was like side-eyeing Jinshi, just being like, the fuck are you walking ahead of me for, bitch? Like, you're my retainer. Like, hello? Like, you need to lock it in, bro. You need to lock it in.
And he's like, you can't be shopping right now. You're supposed to be a fancy bitch. Fancy bitches don't shop. And she's like, God damn it!
It was really cute seeing them tease and their back and forth and their banter and just their chemistry. Really great chemistry, all things considered.
And everything's good until the Fire Nation of I feel like a question he didn't need to ask her, but he does anyways.
Yeah, we go to the end of the episode where Mama was like, she looks at the piece of paper he had or some shit and was just like, oh, you're meeting with someone here, or you're doing business here? Like, and it was like one of the brothels, but it wasn't the verdigris house that she worked at. It was just, something further down. And Mama was just like, huh, okay, cool, you're going to this brothel to do business? All right, sick, interesting, cool. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. And Jinshi is just like, are you gonna come with me? And she's like, no, I have stuff to do. I don't want to be here. Thanks, basically. I mean, she didn't say that, but she was like, yeah, no, I'm chill. You got that.
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah, and it wasn't until the end where Jinshi then has to fuck it up. Just had to fumble the ball. Just fumble the bag. Absolutely fumbled. We were like, Kira and sparkles, the fluffiness, the shoujo time is great. And then he was like, oh, hey, speaking of, since you've actually, grew up here in the red light district, do you know what devalues a courtesan's worth?
This man made me mad.
And Mama was like, just the actual.
You asking me what now?
She was mad as fuck, and I was like, you're fair for that. You're fair, like, for real.
But yeah, and surely Maomao, while I'm pretty sure she had all the rights to punch Jinshi, understood that, like, at this point he wouldn't ask something like that if he genuinely did not know. So she managed to control her temper, emotions, whatever it was, whatever maelstrom of emotions it was, after hearing that, and basically told him straight up, like, first of all, that's a really fucking unpleasant question. Second of all, what devalues a courtesan's worth is anything that betrays their purity. So obviously the courtesan that's been passed around more, like if they are touched at all, basically if they got segs, it would cut it in half. While pregnancy would basically reduce their worth to 0. And she was just like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
You did.
Moving on into episode 18. Yippee!
Also, I do want to point out, it seemed like it was the first time she gave an inkling of liking him, because her reaction when he went to the brothel was like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she was kind of sad, or she was like not happy about him going there, and she's like, it is what it is kind of thing. I don't know. I was like, oh, do you like him? I'm confused. But girl, you're hiding your emotions maybe too good. I don't know. That's how I read it.
I don't even think it's more that she's hiding emotions as it's just something so foreign to her.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it a little bit more once we go in the later episodes, but
Yeah.
Maomao, I think Maomao does actually enjoy Jinshi, or at least has warmed up to him enough. Like,
Yeah.
Maomao, just cat energy, was like, stay the fuck away from me, but he's just like, he keeps fucking bothering me, and he takes care of me, he pays me well, like, alright, dude, whatever, you're chill. And got to know him and realized, like, yeah, I bet you're dealing with your deck of cards as well, being where you are. And yeah, I don't even think it was just anything about hiding her emotions, but it's just like any sort of inkling or like or love, I just don't think occurs to her at all. And it didn't, we only really saw the hint of that in that one moment, just being like, I don't know, to me it read like her being like, oh, you are a man at the end of the day. I mean, like, you're a eunuch, so it's kind of weird for you to like actually want to do this, but I think it was the double whammy of seeing where he was meeting up with someone for business versus that question being like, you're just a fucking dude.
Yeah.
You're just a guy.
Just
like, I just want to state this now. I just want to state this now, but Maomao is very ace coded to me. For sure. Maomao is definitely ace coded, whether it's like, you know, something she just is or due to her circumstances. Smile.
Yeah.
But the idea of love or liking or infatuation, like any of that, just it did not occur to her whatsoever. I think she only ever got a hint of that by being around Digi and his fucking head over heels ass over her. But yeah, and Mama was just like, yeah, so pregnancy would make them be worth 0. Okay, peace. And she gets out of Dodge. She gets out of Dodge before Jinshi can even say anything or like apologize for his fuck up. And thankfully mentioned, she's like, okay, cool, I think I managed to get out of there, and I didn't show much emotion. Okay, sick. Anyways, let me go get those onions I couldn't get before. But yeah, that was pretty much, I think, the last time they ever saw each other for that day, because then Maomao immediately goes home to see her dad that she loves. Now, while I do say like the concepts of love are quite foreign to her, at least in the romantic sense or like the motherly sense, she definitely has affection towards her dad. Like, she definitely at least has a father figure. Yeah. For sure. In the woman. And so it was really nice. It was probably also like half of the reason why she decided to go on that jaunt around town as well. But yeah, when she leaves, I think episode 18, Lacan, named after that fucking creepy ass not specialist, what is it? I forget what the word is.
He's like a higher up officer.
He's a
strategist
type of, there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, so episode 18, because they buttered us up from, you know, all the fua feelings on the 17th, we start off with murder. Or at least the attempted murder. The attempted infanticide of Maomao. She says it's a nightmare, but however, no, I think it was in this episode she mentions that nightmare wasn't really a nightmare, as it was a reliving of an actual memory of her mother trying to kill her, basically, as a child. But yeah, So this one, we go from hanging out with Jinshi, having a good time, to hanging out with our dad, Lumen, Papa Lumen. He was just like, hey, can you do all this stuff? Can you take this stuff around? Can you go to the red light district? Can you also say hi to everyone at the vertigrade has to drop this off? And she's just like, yeah, sure, dad, for sure. So she makes her way to the vertigrade house. She says hi to all of her big sis. The big sisters, Pyadine. God, why can't I think of Mei?
Joka.
Just basically the three princesses. Three princesses to everyone else, but just basically her big sisters to her. And she also says hi to another lady. The one that is further closed out to the back. And I believe here is where we get full confirmation that oh god, what was her mother's name again?
Oh, I don't actually remember. Did they
actually get it?
Did they? I don't think they
I
did.
feel like they don't ever actually say the
I don't
name.
think we ever actually got it yet. I don't think we ever got it here. But basically, we have confirmation that Mao Mao's mother was a courtesan.
Yeah.
A courtesan who is also very, very late into the stage of syphilis, I believe. Yeah, due to reasons. Part of those reasons being she had to sell her body and unfortunately caught something along the way. But yeah. And it was really interesting seeing the absolute disconnect. That was the main feeling I got from the whole thing, just like disconnect. You're just like, hey, mom, but I don't think she ever explicitly uses the word.
She says
mom.
that woman. Like, I remember thinking, like, so is that her mom? Is this what we're implying here? Because like she was just very cold towards her. The only thing that tells you is in the flashback, the woman that is like about to, is trying to kill Maomao, baby Maomao. She looks like the woman that Maomao then goes to see in the late stage syphilis. So it's like, it's very clear to me, at least, like this is maybe why Maomao is the way Maomao is, because her own mother like doesn't even like her and her mother, like it's like she doesn't even have a parent, like it's a tough one to sit through. I was like, oh, my little heart.
She definitely has a dad in the form of Lumen.
Yeah.
In terms of her mother, yeah,
Not
like
so much.
you said, she's just the woman that happened to give birth to me, Smile.
Yeah.
And I think there was definitely probably some vitriol at the beginning, but and part of it is the anger. The other part of it was potentially just, the disease and how it manifests. And at some point, it probably gave her like encephalitis or whatnot, because she's super, super late stage at this point. Like,
yeah.
And at this point, she's just kind of listless. She just kind of lives her days at the back of the vertigrade house, kind of like their best kept secret. Not really best kept secret, but there was a point where, and Mamo even mentioned this during the episode as well, where like, oh yeah, I was literally I was nearly the reason why the vertigrade house went out of business.
Yeah.
I was a reason for that. And so, and even though it wasn't necessarily her fault for being born, and she isn't really weighed down too much by the burden of that, I'm sure that does shit to someone's head at a very young age. Smile. Wow, we love PTSD.
Yeah.
Anyways. But yeah, she goes to visit her, give her some medicine, but we know at this point just how advanced her disease is. Like, that medicine probably does fuck all. Like, at this point, they're probably just doing comfort care.
Yeah.
Really. We don't know how long she has to left, really. But yeah. And what's it? While she was there visiting her mother, or at least the woman that birthed her, there was another person that came through, because one of the other younger servants was just like, hey weird guy with the glasses is back again. Grandmama says you shouldn't come out until he leaves. We'll tell you. And she's like, all right, cool. All right, cool, sick. But yeah, that man is none other than Lacan. Sierra, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry, she's on the router.
No!
But yeah, that man, the creepy guy with the glasses is none other than her almost 99.9% sure clarity, her dad, Lacan, the strategist. That shady, suspicious, creepy, stinky
Gross.
man.
Stinky. Yeah, for sure.
That has literally dragged her ass around to mystery after mystery and just keep pulling her into shit whether she wants to be there or not. Lacan refuses to show how I feel when I say his name.
Yeah.
Lacan is an interesting character. He is an interesting character. I hate his ass. Not as much, but he's quite interesting for sure. And it's really I don't know if I could really say it without yapping for like 2 hours straight. So let's continue on.
Yeah, this episode is also, I feel like this episode is like the bridge to episode 19 anyways.
All of these episodes, like, they kind of just string along one after the other, which is why I didn't bother taking like full recaps. I'm like, dude, this show, so much shit happens.
Yeah.
So much shit happens. It's literally like two storylines, one of which will continue on in season 2 when that comes out. I'm very excited for it. But yeah, so he gets entertained. It's like really late in the day, and that's when Mei comes to pick up Mama. Just be like, hey, yeah, what's up? He's gone now. You can come out. Cool, sick. What's that? And yeah, Mama just pretty much took that as her time in the Red District, and she's like, okay, well, time to go back to work, I guess. I wonder what Jinshi is doing. I wonder what sort of business he got up to at that other brothel. Smile. What is it? And I believe it was during this episode where Lacan once again bothers Jinshi for like the second or third final time, and he was like, all right, I'm done buttering you up, give me Maomao. Like, I'm done playing all these fucking games, give me Maomao. Meow. Right? Meow. I would like to meet with her, thank you. And Jinshi, after his own investigations, I believe, and just here, like, just the general sort of just picking it up from Maomao, her genuine displeasure, about him. Not really quite understanding it yet, but definitely like anytime, like, like as soon as you bring something over, you can tell that the aura, the vibes are off. He was just like, you're a shady man. Why the fuck are you asking for Maomao? But unfortunately, Lacan isn't someone you can't just say, hey, I need you to fuck off, because again, he is a strategist, and no one can really say just how quickly he managed to go up the ranks, but he is definitely someone. Well, if not have on your good side, you do not want on your bad side at all.
Yeah.
At all. So as much as Jinshi would rather tell him to fuck off, stay away from Apuki, you know? Like, I don't want her going to someone of the likes of you. Jinshi is like, all right, cool. I can slide it by her and see if she's down for it, I guess.
There's a really good quote. I don't know if it's this episode, but Maomao at one point says, you know, like, he's like a cunning man. He's someone you don't want as an ally, but you don't want as an enemy either. And I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. That quote's kind of cool. I fucked with that quote.
But yeah, yeah, they're pretty much gone on to each other's games. Like they figured out who the other person is. Like Lacan is definitely someone involved in Maomao, and Jinshi is definitely not just the pretty 24-year-old eunuch, that just happens to be taking care of Smile.
Smile.
Yeah, and Lacan was basically at that point, it's just like, yeah, just let Mama know I'm gonna be visiting her soon. Like, I'm not even asking anymore. Like, I'm gonna be the one to reach out, because like, I know you're the one that bought my daughter, and I want her back for reasons we do not know yet. Smile. But yeah, so Jinshi is just like, fuck, goddamn headache. Anyways, so yeah, Jinshi passes by Maomao on her way back, I guess, or when she got back to the palace, and goes ahead and tells her, like, hey, so there's a guy that wants to meet with you, and Maomao's like, oh fuck. Yeah, his name is Lacan. And I didn't expect to, like, this amount of episode, like this episode specifically, there was two things: disconnect and also dread. Was it two main emotions I felt pulling at me, and somehow fear and horror. Because
jump scare
is that one quick little frame of a look on Mama's face, and Jinshi was just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna tell him that you're busy. Holy fuck. Mama just walks away. Mama just walks away.
I did feel that scene was slightly like, they could have maybe held the frame just a little quicker, because I felt like it was almost a little bit too fast when they flashed it. I was just like, oh, like it was like, I don't know if I was tired, but I was just like, what did I see? I had to go back and watch it again and be like, oh, damn, okay. Like, it was very fast. The way that they flashed the face was like, bam, that's it. I was like, oh. It made me laugh a little bit. But that face was definitely intense. Yeah.
I honestly, like, I'm not surprised it was so quickly, because Maomao, again, like, while she doesn't really pride herself on having any high status or whatnot, she still, just tries to keep unbothered, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the only few times where, like, we've seen anything on Maomao's face other than just, like, general indifference or just curiosity, right? There's a couple of default things we know about Maomao, right? Like, she loves poisons. She has a tiny sense of justice. She kind of just stays in her own lane, right? But it was it was in this particular moment where we get to see, like, oh yeah, there's some deep scars in this girl, and that's definitely one of them.
Yeah,
and sure. She was just like, yeah, I don't want to see her make that face again. Holy fuck, this guy is bad news.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, what's it? And I think at this point when Maomao goes to basically avoid Jinshi again, like, he's like 2 out of 3 strikes already.
Yeah.
I believe he runs into Suide, I believe. Suide is a character that we've met since coming to the Outer Palace. She's a very pretty lady that works somewhere in the rear, not really the rear or the outer, but she's around one of those areas, and she's just like, the frick are you? I think Mama originally met her when she was
she was looking, like, at
herbs around. Yeah, she was finding herbs, and she was just like, oh shit, sorry, am I pulling from yours? And she's like, no, they're not mine, they're just planted here. But yeah, and that's when she talks about something like, I think she's like, hey, in like 3 days time, I'm gonna be planting morning glories over here, and something alludes to her having the medicine that'll resurrect people. And Mama was like, what? You can fucking what?
It just now occurred to me why she cared about it, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I was a little bit confused during their conversation of why Mao seemed so like, I want a medicine that can, like, quote, resurrect someone. I guess that was for her mom, right? Is that kind of what it was?
I don't know if it's really for her mom. I think it's just her genuinely being like, what the fuck?
Excited for
'Cause, you know.
something that doesn't really exist now, and then like, oh,
Yeah.
the thought of something that could resurrect a human sounds interesting to her, because she's like, I love fucking around with poison, I like making medicine, and that's like one of the medicines she doesn't know how to make yet and doesn't know it exists. So maybe she
Yeah.
got excited, because I also got confused as to why she got excited over the resurrection thing, because there's no
Yeah.
one dead at this point, and she doesn't really, you know, fuck around with the mom and the dad so much. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that was her just being genuinely excited and just
Mm.
making new medicine.
Crazy as Mao, bro.
But yeah, episode 18 was definitely, yeah, this is what I had in things of note. Things of note about episode 18, insight into Mao's feelings on love.
Yeah.
She, I think, explicitly said the quote where that's just something she left in her mother's womb. Which is why I think she's like so heavily ace coded, because like she didn't really feel motherly love. She never really got to experience it. The motherly love she had wasn't in that one that birthed her, but it was in the form of three ladies, and honestly kind of also the grandma too. The grandma definitely liked Mao. Wasn't just like trying to force her into the whole like, hey, you need to fucking pay for what your mom's fuck ups or some shit. Like, I think, you know, at that point, the verdigris house, like being a courtesan, like it was a very distinguished profession for them. It was a very distinguished profession, and like I'm pretty sure Mama would have had the greatest of care underneath, you know, the grandmama that was running the whole joint. But yeah, and not only was it also insights into Mama's feelings on romantic love or just love in general, it was also insight into herself as well, and where she currently stands and everything, especially to Jinshi. Yeah. I think at some point, like, even though she'd really think too much about it, she's not sure. Because to most other people, if you see someone that you've been hanging around and you vibe with, obviously go to like a brothel or just, you know, disappoint you in some way, you're like, this is probably jealousy or disappointment or something. But like, again, Mama's never really gotten to experience any of those feelings.
Yeah. She's never had the space to, right? Because she's been living such a like difficult life with such like specific rules that she set for herself to follow to keep herself safe and to help her father, you know, work with the courtesans, worrying about what they have going on and all the medical issues that she needs to take care of. She just you know, yeah, I think she just couldn't even possibly think about those things and have time to process them. So, and it'll be, I'm curious to see if in season 2 she starts to actually process feelings like that. Yeah. She kind of reminds me of Ayano Koji in a weird way, because he also has like he also kind of has a similar issue of like in youth not being able to process feelings like that, and that's why he is the way he is. So I wonder if, yeah, I'm curious to see how that unfolds for her.
Yeah. If process, or if not even process, even just learn. Like, put words, put names to feelings. And the other complex part about that too is like, we always think about how Jinshi is like concerned with where he stands with Mao, but Mao has also been thinking about it too, like exactly who the fuck is Jinshi? who the fuck is Jinshi?
Yeah.
You know? Like, is he just a noble? Is he like is he just a eunuch that just happens to be in this position, or is just something more? Because I'm like, he be doing a lot of shit lately, you know, that only like noble or royal bitches do, like the whole purification thing, right? With like eating vegetables, taking long baths, doing incenses or whatnot. Like, she's been able to see more and more of that because she is currently employed under him and basically lives like in that same general area.
Yeah.
She's captured glimpses of that, and it's just interesting seeing like where any other relationship would probably be like normal feelings, like, oh, does he like me actually? Am I just think a play toy for him? The real question is just like, can she even accept those type of feelings? Does she even know what the fuck love is? And also, should she have those feelings? Would she even act on it? Because again, she's all about staying in her lane. Like, would that even be an option for? Would that even be a viable option for them to even get together? Essentially. And I think it was here where I had a quote from Suiden, because I think she was talking with her, basically Jinshi's mom, grandma mom of the house here. And she's like, yeah, separating things based only on status can lead to missed opportunities. Because, you know, again, they be cheering for them. They be cheering for them. And Mama, while I feel like she's on the cusp of, like, figuring out exactly what she's alluding to or not, she was like, yeah, I'll deal with that another time.
Yeah, we're gonna take that thought, just pin it. We're just gonna pin it on the side over here. We're not gonna think about it right this second.
But yeah, and then it leads into episode 19.
This shit crazy.
Or something more. Holy shit. But yeah, yeah, what is it? This basically is the point of the series where we uncover the whole plot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of crazy shit that Mama is getting pulled into, which is just weird coincidences. Like, oh, this really important guy died. Like, oh, the person that was in charge of taking care of these implements and tools or whatnot, you know, just went missing. Oh, this other guy died. The metal worker died. Turns out when you draw enough circles and through lines, at some point coincidences, multiple, then turn into conspiracy. Yeah. Holy shit. Shit is going down. And so I believe Maomao at this point, she was like trying to uncover something. She was doing some investigations and she was going through some like ceremonies and ritual processes and whatnot. And it occurred to her, that all of the past coincidences and stories that she's looked at in the past, like, holy shit, this is far too coincidental, really, to just be happenstance versus it being like, okay, someone is definitely behind some shit and someone might be fucking dead. So yeah, this is basically the huge heroic story of Maomao. Once again, sticking her neck out for someone that she hardly ever knows. Yeah. Stepping out of her way. But this dumb bitch-ass fucking soldier don't know goddamn nothing. I mean, to be fair, I don't blame the soldier for beating the shit out of Maomao, but does it make me want to kill him any less? Absolutely not. How fucking dare you? Yeah, Maomao essentially realizes, like, on the day of, like, it just occurred to her that there was story. I think they were. What was it exactly leading up to this?
I
think they were looking up into like the missing tools, right? Some shit like that.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. They were just looking for like missing tools, and she needs to go look at like some blueprints or whatever. Yeah. And she's talking with the archiving guy, who mentions that he was helping, I think, with the architecture, and then he got fired and moved here or something like that. And
he was just taken out of it. And it's like, I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, literally the past like 5 episodes, things like that are just like, wonder what that's about. Wonder what that's about. That's crazy.
This is essentially like, you know how in an orchestra where like this is the mean crescendo point, like the whole chorus, because it wasn't until she looked at the blueprints and she looked at one of the metal holdings essentially because there's this, God, what the heck do you call it? There's like banners,
Yeah.
metal banners, and also there's a certain area of metal that I believe the late metal worker, you know, from the fucking quote unquote one side off episode 16, right? He was the one in charge of it. And it wasn't until information from that came back around being like, oh, if you heat this metal, this shit can break. Like someone, and Maomao this whole time is like, conjecture's really bad, but also I would be really, really fucking good, like, annoyed with myself if I didn't try to go off of this hunch at least once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when Mama makes the mad dash to try to halt the ceremony, whatever process that's going on in there. She gets beat down by the stupid ass soldier at the front.
Oh my gosh. He was so... this scene was so stressful to watch, and when he
actually stressful, incredibly
swings
stressful
on her, bro, I was like, damn, she just got fucked up. I remember when I was watching it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I actually yelled because I was so shook by what I just saw, because the show is generally tame, and then all of a sudden Mama was getting her shit rocked. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because I remember when people were showing, like, the screenshots of when she was getting, like, messed up in the manga, and I was like, why is she beat up? And they were just like, you about to find out, bitch. And I'm like, what the fuck? And again, to be fair, he was doing his job, but also, I was about to jump into that TV myself and deal with him. I swear to God. However, thankfully there was someone that came to Mama's aid, and unfortunately, out of all people, it was the strategist we've all come to really, really dislike and be disgusted by, Lacan. Right? And thankfully, despite how much we do not want him anywhere near Maomao, he thankfully uses his notoriety, his position to just be like, what the fuck are you doing hitting a girl? My girl of all people. Like, he had a scary ass face, and he was just like, that's fine, blame it on me. But what the fuck do you think the Emperor will think of you, like, hitting little girls like this?
And if someone actually dies inside, what would you do? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, to be fair, like, Mama knew, like, Mama was instigating some shit because he was in her way. She needed to try to instigate. She needed to make some noise or whatnot, right? God forbid, before it's too late.
Yeah.
And so, thankfully, Lacan came to his aid, and without even looking back, she dashes off ahead. Fucking bloody eye, fucking hobbled leg and everything. She comes to her aid and manages to push whatever noble or important person out of the way, just in the nick of time, as the metal banners clatter to the ground. And turns out, person she sees in her haze was Jinshi.
Why is this boy so important? Also, the detail that gets brought up that's like so freaking crazy is like, oh, you know, the metal, of course, was only going to break when the fire for the ceremony specifically was lit. I was like, damn, that's crazy! What the fuck? I don't know. Everything was so well thought out and tied together. I don't know. It was really cool. And it was just so cool to see. Like, this scene, although it's so anxiety provoking because you don't know what's gonna happen, I still is encapturing. It was like maybe I think my favorite scene in the entire show, like this entire sequence of events. I thought it was so cool.
But yeah, basically the truth come out. There is some conspiracy shit going down in the palace. Oh no.
No.
But the real question is, why is Jinshi involved in all of this?
Smile.
We'll just have to figure out at another time. Hee hee.
Like the next episode.
So it leads into episode 20, Thorn Apple. Jinshi takes care of Maomao, pretty much reveals to everyone like who he is exactly. And everyone gets a good look at him. I don't know if his actual role or real position gets out for that matter, because I think it was all soldiers who may or may not be aware who he is really.
Or they're just they're not allowed to even ask questions, or you know, like if they ask questions they would get their asses beat or fired or whatever, murdered. So like they don't even have the headspace to think about asking questions, is kind of how I see it.
But yeah, so they take care of Mama. She wakes up and Suyeden's like, hey, I know you're like busted up and everything, but they would like to speak to you about what's going on. And so Mama was invited by Jinshi and Gaoshun, and was Basen also there too, I think? Yeah. They basically all ask her, like, how did you know that the pillar was going to fall? Like, how did you come to that conclusion? And so Maomao then just gets set. She sits down, goes over all the quote-unquote coincidences, right? That's supposed to lead to a noble who is now Jinshi's death. You know, A being Conan's death. He was the high-ranking official at the border fights. He's the one that died of, like, the salt intake earlier. Very, very early on. B, the fire at the warehouse and the theft of the ceremonial tools at different warehouses. You know, different tools, different nonsense, different person in charge of it. Right? And then C, the manager of the tools getting ill at the time. They also went ahead and looked into the metal worker too, like, oh, is the metal worker potentially in on this too? And there's like, no, I don't think, like, the late metal worker, the one that passed in episode 16, like, he probably wasn't in on this. He was just probably commissioned the parts to, like, hey, can you make a metal that can melt when you do XYZ to it? And he's just like, shit, sure. I'm literally the guy for the palace. I mean, who else are you going to ask? And which then leads into another question being like, oh, did the late metal worker, did he pass from, you know, genuine, like, general lead poisoning, as most other metal workers have faced in their time? Or, you know, is it something deeper so that way the secret of the melting metal die with him?
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, this is where the rug gets pulled over, or no, not the rug, but the wool gets pulled over, and there's some shit going down at the palace. There's some shit.
Yeah, and people, someone or multiple people, who knows, wanted to make sure that, like, there was just no way that this couldn't happen, right? Like, they made sure everything, like, the ceremonial tools couldn't be made again. They couldn't find the ones, like, whatever. You know, it's like they just, the way that they lined it up was that no matter what failsafe did or didn't work, it would always end up the same. But no matter what, Momo's still a boss-ass bitch, and she saved his ass anyways! Because they suck!
Type shit.
Now, Jinshi is in debt to her.
Yup!
Oh my god. But, yeah. Mama also tends to wonder about Jinshi's real role and everything now, because it's just like, what the why are you so important in all this? But at the same time, you're like, you know what? I feel like the more I uncover, the more shit's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna leave that down pat right over there. Yep, thanks. He's like, you know what? I don't need to be knowing nothing. But yeah, I think that was basically TLDR. Someone's up. They're trying to get someone killed. And now they start going over the other things going on in the core. One of which being Suede's untimely death or whatnot. Yeah, like someone who committed suicide, I believe. Also, the whole thing about the new concubine, Miss Lola, and like, why is she here? Smile. Like, there's a lot of new things going on, and which one of these ties is like who? Like, who's responsible for this? Like, which thread can we actually take on?
Yeah.
And what's it? But yeah, and I think this is also the episode where we learn where Jinshi isn't actually a eunuch, anymore.
Yeah. So episode
Mm-mm.
20, right? This is we're
Yeah.
now officially on episode
Yeah.
20. Yes, this is the episode where we
Oh,
find
lot of
out
stuff.
about the little peepee.
And yeah. Turns out he's not a eunuch, but like he's trying to keep it on the down low. For what reasons? Who knows?
Yeah, he's keeping it on the down low for sure.
And yeah, and then also another thing too. I think we also confirmed that Basen, I think, is Gao Shun's son. I think,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. That was really cool. It was really funny. He was because I remember Mama on another episode was just like, why does Basen remind me of someone so much? Smile.
Oh yeah, she does
Father
say
like
that.
son.
Yeah. Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, and then I think it also alludes to also Lady Kyo was
Gyokuyo.
also looking kind of sick towards the end of that. I wonder why. Smile.
Mwah!
Ah.
But
Pregunte.
yeah. So yeah, episode 21.
She used
How
their
do I,
lessons well. And...
a contract. What's it? I think it starts out a little bit with like Mama talking to the original Quack Doctor. I don't remember if we ever actually figured out his name. I just call him Quack Doctor.
I don't think the name was given.
Yeah. Helps him out with his whole thing with his sisters back at home. Like talking with the paper trade or whatnot, just Mama being helpful as ever. Smile. What's it? And I think because of the grand crescendo, now we're on the like, okay, this is the post-climax episode. We're gonna chill the fuck out. We're gonna throw something fun at you again. That being Lihaku coming to Maomao, being like, all right, tell it to me straight. What are my chances of winning over Python? You know them, don't you? Because Lihaku was the officer who Maomao asked to take her back home, I believe. And on his time out there, managed to have a session with Piety and was like, whoa, I'm in love with you, Smile. Lihaku, my man. Honestly, I love Lihaku so much. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him so much. I can't really think of the, because, usually when you have, not really romance romance anime, I hesitate to call Apothecary a romance, even though it definitely has, a romance line.
Yeah.
Plotline. I hesitate to call it a romance, but usually when you have the main characters, right, you have, some side couples, too. And, the other last side couple I remember was, that concubine that got sold off to that general or whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the only side pairing that we actually got to root for. So I'm really happy that Lihaku and Piety were then also teased, because I just think they're so cute.
It is. He's so earnest. He's so in love with her, and it's so genuine. I don't know. It's so cute. I was super rooting for them since they started. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cute. Lihaku was just like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to win her over? And Mama, Mama just being straight up Mama, just
She's the bro.
You want to try to get with my big sis, the big sis that took care of me, she breasted, the fuck. He's like, I don't know, I gotta check you out first, cause A, I think she's just being analytical, helpful as always. Just straight up subjective, and also B, being like, it's my fucking sister. It's my sister / mom, bro. Because I think it was also in this episode too, Mama mentions that Piety was the one. If she were to think of anyone that was any sort of motherly vibes to her, if she were to think of someone
Sister
as
mom.
a motherly figure to her, then it would definitely be Piety.
Yeah. Yeah, she talks about her being a very lustful individual who has a lot of stamina, and but also is instinctively very motherly, and so she has a unique care for her, and so yeah, she's like, okay, I'm about to Inspector Gadget your bod, which is crazy.
But yeah, they start going through. She starts going through, and she's like, yeah. He's like, she got big tibbies. She got big tibbies, and he got big muscles. And she was like, oh, okay, you know, they might be a match. They might actually be a match, low-key. And right, she was just like, all right, strip. Look what we working with, what we working with. Flex, all right, cool, sick. All right. And before she can inspect the real important part of piety specifically, that's when Jinshi comes walking through the door being like, hey guys, what the fuck? Just good old misunderstandings and circumstances.
Yeah, Jinshi, bro. I feel bad for him. He will just be like, oh, you went out with this man with the hair clip pin thing, and you know what that means? Feels bad. Walks in on her inspecting someone else's body. Feels bad. You gotta feel for him. He keeps getting L'd.
It was really nice too, because like, I almost like to think of it as a mirror, right, to one of the earlier episodes where Mama was watching Jinshi go into the brothel, and she's just so, oh, okay, cool. Like, it's so anticlimactic, but whether here it's just like, hey, love interest I really like is in a very, very damning position with another male potential suitor, you know, like, and he gets jealous and also really concerned. Like, yeah, this is the natural reaction to people who have feelings for others, right? I just thought it was funny as fuck. Good old comedy. I'm like, is it, you know, potentially an old trick out of the book, anime book? Yeah. Is it so funny as fuck? Always.
Yep.
Oh my god. But yeah, and it was just tough. I felt for my man, honestly, just like hard grilling Maomao, like, what were you doing, Lihaku? What were you doing over there? Like, this is inappropriate, talking to your soldier like that, but really he's just like, what the fuck? Why are you asking him to strip? It should have been me! It should have
been me! Literally, him at all times.
And it wasn't until, you know, Maomao, God bless her soul, just being honest as fuck, being like, I was just helping because he wants to try and get with my big sister Piety. And he was like, oh, word? What?
Oh, word?
also, he's not after you. And she's like, what? No, fuck no. We're trying to get them together. Like,
yeah.
But yeah. And that's when, you know, Jinshi put his anxieties to rest. Because he also went to Lihaku, who's just like, yeah, what's your deal with Maomao, you know? Like,
oh my god, this
I
is
can
nosy
give you the money
bitch.
you need.
So he's jelly.
I can give you the money you need, you know, if you want to buy out Piety, because apparently that's what you want, right? But, you know, Lihaku being our MVP for this episode refuses. Kindly refuses Jinshi's very generous offer because his feelings for Piety are true and real, and he would like to have Piety's hand with his own hard work, which is really nice. It was really sweet.
Honestly, as much as I respect it, I was like, bro, just take the fucking money and get the girl. Worry about it after. What? Go get laid. What if someone freaking takes her? The heck?
He got his dignity. He gotta earn it through his own money, you know?
Bro, he better get his dick in her if he would just accept the money. Like, what are you saying? No.
What dick though?
Lihaku things.
What a silly guy.
But yeah, no, that was just pride. It was really nice too because we got to see some insight into Lihaku and what kind of person he is, and like the way Maomao managed to clock him as this very hardworking, you know, very diligent man. Probably would make Piety happy, you know, should they ever get that chance. But yeah, it was a really sweet way to end the episode. Because I think also, what is it? Was it at here? Was it? I don't remember.
It is hinted basically that Piety likes him.
Okay, so it was this episode. Because towards the end, she gets a message. She's just like, hey, hope you're doing well. I know, like, what is it? The old woman is just trying to, like, sell me off or whatnot. Try to get some offers for me, but I'm still waiting for my knight in shining armor. And Mama was like, oh, cool. Maybe Lihaku doesn't even have to try that much. Smile.
It's so cute.
But yeah. Let's go side pairing. Yeah.
Yes, and I do think, like, looking back after watching it all, I think that this relationship is what kind of makes Maomao make her later decisions and like how she feels about certain things that eventually get resolved, right? I think watching these two is what made her kind of soften up from the stuff that was eating away at her, as you'll explain. But yeah, I think in this story, Lihaku and fighting needed to happen for Maomao to kind of understand those kinds of relationships.
Those kind of relationships, and also maybe like, what ties back to what Sueda had mentioned before, like, oh, don't think too much about statuses, like you could really shoot yourself in the foot from other opportunities. That's her thinking, like, despite where your lot in life was casted, maybe you can still find love.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck love is to her. Shit if she knows. But yeah. Anywhoosies, cute shit over with. Back to the real shit. Episode 22, the blue roses. Yes, the blue roses. So, it is confirmed that Lady Gyokyo is pregante.
Woo!
The lesson worked so well. She worked hard.
She worked hard.
She did all the work, Bob. The Emperor did nothing.
Oh gosh.
But yes. Yeah, so she's preggers. There's also a garden party coming up. She's not going to be coming to it though, obviously to protect the fact that she's pregnant. Because again, there's some shady shit going on in the woodworks. And also because like the garden party, the concubine Lolan, she's probably going to be the spotlight anyway. So, yeah. In the midst of all of that, Jinshi gets yet another ridiculous request from our wonderful strategist Lacan to make blue roses. He really hints at it. He's just like, man, it'd be really nice if we can have blue roses come by again. Like, wow.
Ugh.
And Jinshi being like, I don't know how the fuck that's supposed to work. Hey, Mama, I'm sorry to bother you. And Mama's just like, is this a challenge from that damn old man? And you're just like, yeah, you don't have to. I'll take it on. I'll take it on. You know why? I'm sick and tired of running from that fucker. Time to 1v1 and she's taking the 1v1. So, yeah. She's basically tired of running around and avoiding his father. It's finally time that she gets to sock him in the eye once or many times. Yep. Yeah, they go through the whole thing. She works day and night once again, just getting run ragged, almost if not more than the time she was ran ragged when she was taking care of Lady Lihua.
All the while her leg keeps freaking bleeding.
Yeah, mind you, this is after like her leg was split open after saving Jinshi's life, so she's still running around and doing all her nonsense because this bitch just does not know what it means to actually take a chill pill and rest. But yeah, speaking of Lady Lihua, thankfully her kindness and good graces paid off because the steam room they originally made for Lady Lihua, she ends up, we also get to see some of her smarts too, the way she switches up the steam room into a greenhouse and basically gets roses to start sprouting like crazy, essentially. Because I think at this point, at this time of the year, roses weren't really in season.
Yeah.
And so Mama was just like, I'm about to fucking make them in season, bitch. The hell?
He's just a chill guy. She's just a chill farming guy.
Yeah, it was also around this time where she introduces nail polish, the fingernail painting to the rest of the girlies. So yeah, everyone starts getting on the trend, especially everyone in the rear palace. Everyone in the rear palace, like the concubines, like they're all at the forefront of fashion, all at the cutting edge. They're just like, what? You get to paint your nails a pretty color, shit. Let me in on that. Hell yeah. Wonder what that's for, Smile. But yeah, works day and night. And basically, I think the time limit was that Lacan would like to see them by the garden party. When the garden party is supposed to happen. Yeah. So day comes around. Maomao is absolutely exhausted out of her wits, and the procession goes as planned, and out comes the new concubine Lolan. Wow, yeah, star of the show. Wow, ooh, very nice, very nice. She is presented to the emperor at the garden party, like, hello, yes, this is your formal meeting. This is one of your concubines. Smile. But before she could really get all of the glitz and fame or whatnot, Jinshi comes rolling up right afterwards, being like, "Hey, sorry I'm late. Check this shit out."
Motherfucking blue roses!
Oh shit, it's blue roses! Ooh, oh shit. But yeah, and it got on a lot of people's nerves, basically, because they're just like, who the fuck is Jinshi? Jinshi doesn't really care about it, though, because he's used to being treated differently or treated suspiciously or understairs or whatnot. But yeah, basically what sort of fame that Lolan could have had. Which, by the by, I believe is revealed to be the daughter of Shisho? There we go. Who was a favorite general from the late Empress, I believe? Right? The Emperor's Dowager or some shit?
Something like that.
But yeah, we get to see Jinshi back in his element, using his good looks and weapons and just appeasing the Emperor, being like, oh, cool, sick. But yeah. And we go into the little end story where Maomao immediately told the Emperor, like, how exactly to get blue roses, and he was pleased as punch to learn. He was like, cool, I get to learn a secret, Smile.
Yeah. And that's where we do
about making the blue roses. What's up?
That's where we do get a glimpse of him, like, he's playing with the daughter, and I was like, oh, maybe he's not all that bad. And I thought that was really cute. That's good.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of good.
We get to see and be reinforced that this guy isn't as horrendous as he could have been.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God he's normal. I love that he is normal. Thank God.
Yeah.
But that's one shady guy out of the way. Speaking of our next shady guy, though, Lacan. What the fuck is his issue?
Mr. Go Pieces. Everyone's a go piece.
Yeah, at this point, we've basically tied up all of the other storylines. Not really tied them up, but at least we've come to, like, a good conclusion, right? To set us off into the next season. Like, okay, there's some shady shit going on. There's some new potential faces to look out for. Yada yada yada. The fuck is up with Lacan, though? What's his issue? Which probably leads me to my 2 favorite episodes. Or probably my one favorite episode. I don't remember if anything happens in 24 specifically. 23 and 24. Yeah, I just want to talk about them together. But yes. So, in the middle of Maomao doing the impossible, which is bringing about blue roses, in the middle of all of that, she also planted the seeds of her own plan against Lacan. That is, which leads us to balsam and wood sorrel, which is basically the 2 things needed to make the beautiful red color of the fingernails the paint that she's been spreading around.
Mm.
But yeah, so it leads up to them finally meeting. Maomao is just like, all right, cool. I have all my heals. I have all my ammo reloaded. Time to take the 1v1 with this fucker.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Okay, Vivi. She's
Right.
like, wants to play
Anyways.
Apex. I just want to play Apex. I just want to play Apex.
What? I mean, they're finally meet. They're taking their 1v right now.
They are. They're
How else
taking
am
the
I supposed to put
1v1.
it? But yeah, they finally meet. Lacan's like, oh my god, it's my daughter. And Mama's like, yeah, cut it. Anyways, duel? Let's set a bet. Let's set a bet. And Lacan's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm just so happy to finally talk to my daughter. Oh my god, hello. It's great. I've been wanting to meet you this entire time. I've been wanting you to come live with me this entire time, For reasons we don't quite understand yet. Fuck that guy. Anyways. Yeah. Mama's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. I can't really go with you right now because I'm currently under employment. And Lacan's like, yeah, I fucking know. I know. Why that man did she wants you, man? Like, what the? I know you're under his employment, but also, what the fuck? I can't believe this fucker bought you out before I could. Messed up, that damn old hag, keeping my sole daughter from me. So yeah, Mama challenges him to a duel of Go. I think it was also at this point that we had Jinshi and Gaoshun being the audience, and Jinshi was just like, bitch, the fuck? Isn't he really good at Go? And Mama was just like, shut up, babe.
Shut up, babe, I got this. Slow down there, kitten. Daddy's got it. Like, literally, Mama.
Stay out of this. So they play some Go, and there's a bet. Should Mama win? Oh, should Lacan win, Mama has to come live with him. Should Mama win, he has to buy out a courtesan. And Lacan is just like, the fuck? That's such a weird question. Like, who am I buying out here? Okay, whatever. Sure, I'm just happy to hang out with you and hopefully take you home with me. Thank God. Yeah. So they start setting up the rules. However, Mamo adds 2 more stipulations, which is A, every time you lose, you have to drink a cup that has poison in it. Because I believe she pours out, it was like 6 or 9 cups or something.
It was 1, 2. I think it was literally just 5.
Or was it 5? Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was 5.
But yeah. She pours out a couple of cups and she adds poison to 3 of them. And basically, they play a little bit of Russian roulette. A little bit of Russian roulette on top of some Go. Just spice things up real quick. Every time you lose, you have to drink a cup that potentially has poison in it. And also, no matter the reason, if someone forfeits the game, they absolutely lose. So it's just a way to trap him into playing the game.
Yeah.
Try to trap him from any other way. Because again, this man is a strategist. He's known for basically pulling the strings. So yeah, they go on and play. Jinshi watches in horror from the sidelines. Because Maomao literally loses back to back. Mama loses back to back in the first 2, and Jinshi is just like, holy fuck, she just drank 2 cups of worth of poison potentially. Holy shit. What the fuck is she doing? I know she is resistant to poison, but this is ridiculous. I'm shitting myself. And it was at that point where I think in the 3rd game, Lacan loses on purpose. He loses on purpose because Lacan, as much as he would love to best his own daughter, or just anyone that he goes up against Go, he just cannot afford to lose her this way. Not when, he's so close to the one thing he's been vying for the entire time. So he loses, and after he drinks the cup, he passes out.
Yeah.
And Jinshi was just like, Mama, what the fuck? I know you hated this man. I know he's probably horrible to you. And Mama was like, just shut up. Listen. This man's lightweight.
Let Daddy cook.
Man's a lightweight. This bitch never drinks alcohol. And Jinshi was like, what? It's like, yeah, they were all had alcohol in it. Like, what's the mother of all poisons than alcohol? And he was just like, the fuck? Oh, true. Yeah, he do be drinking juice and shit, huh? So, yeah. This dumbass strategist loses because he can no longer play the game. And so now he gets to buy out a courtesan. And during the time he is out, we finally get some answers as to why Lacan is the way that he is. Yeah. Pretty much the turning point for me in terms of how intrigued I am and how also sympathetic I am towards his character. Like, Lacan, TLDR, he is just another man, you know, who was basically put out from the circumstances he was in. Lacan ends up, we go into his backstory and how it goes into the fact that, like, he cannot see people's faces. That there was a little, what is it? At the beginning of the episode, I feel, where he actually saw Maomao and Jinshi and Gaoshun, and the only real face he could see in a sea of go pieces was his own daughter, just surrounded by these two men. Like, who the fuck are you, right? So it turns out he actually has a condition where he cannot see other people's faces. He cannot see other people's faces. However, there was one face he could make out of the crowd, and that is the lovely and beautiful Feng Shan, who is aka Mama's mother. We actually have her name. But yeah, he what's it? I believe he was just a soldier at the time when he was getting to know Feng Shan, because he would go around the red light district and he heard about a very beautiful courtesan who was really fucking good at Go. And we honestly start to go into how stupid this man is. Like, for how smart and how, like, cunning he is, and how careful he is. Like, he plays everything like it's a big game of chess. Like, he's also just a man. He's just a guy. It's of a bit. But yeah, we go into the backstory of how he fell in love with Feng Shan. I hope I'm really saying her name. I'm so sorry.
Is it Feng Xiao? It might be Feng Xiao. Wait, where's
not Xiao? Xian.
Feng Xian? Feng Xian?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they played with each other and they got to know each other. And Feng Shan, who Mao Mao's mother, you know, she realized that as the verdigris house got popular and more popular, like, their time together was getting further and further more distant and limited even. But yeah. Because, like, leading up to this, we just thought Lacan was some horrible, horrible fucking man that, like, did some unsavory things to Mama's mama, and that's how Mama came into the world. But here's where, you know, all of the threads unravel, and we learn that they loved each other. They genuinely and sincerely loved each other.
Yeah.
And so, Feng Shan, as cunning, like, she, as a beautiful courtesan, right? She had the beauty. She definitely had the brains. And she made a choice. She made a risky play. She made a risky play because she so desperately wanted to be bought out by this man. Because there was a genuine connection between these two. But before we could realize that, Lacan unfortunately was sent away because, as it turns out, Lacan's uncle was none other than, what is it? Mao Mao's adoptive father.
It's crazy.
The eunuch physician that had been casted out of the palace. And so, before we could really see them get together, Lacan's uncle was like, holy fuck, Lolan, not Lolan. God, what was his name? I wrote something else here for some reason. Where is it? Champ. Oh, Luomen. Yeah. Your uncle brought us so much fucking shame being caught, like, casted out for the palace, and we know you were tight with him, so, like, we're gonna send you off. And Lacan's just like, the fuck? Why'd he say fuck me for? He's like, don't fucking go against me. Who the hell you think this is? And Lacan, again, being kind of empty-headed. I'm gonna be honest. He dropped the ball. Big time. Big time. Because he, other than Fengshan, like, other than his affections for her, whatnot, we didn't really get to know anything else about this man other than the fact that he really let go, he really liked his uncle, and he's losing it all. And little did he know just how bad he screwed up, essentially. Because he comes back and he realizes, oh fuck, I had someone waiting for me. And before she can see what was going on, you know, Grandma of the Verdigris house is like, how fucking dare you? Like, she waited for you this entire time. And you were gone for so long to the point where, like, you know, she had to sell her body. Yeah, she had to sell her body because as it all ties back to the grand question that was asked earlier, you know, how do you devalue a courtesan? And yeah, it turns out Fengshan did in fact get pregnant with Lacan's kid. And she did so because she wanted to be bought out by him, you know?
Yeah.
It was a big brain play where on the one side of the coin, you have concubine Fuyo and her general, and on the other side of the coin, you have their tragic story.
Yeah, when this was all like unfolding, I cried a little bit because it was just like, you know, they just loved each other, but because of their like statuses, they had to kind of work around the system, and then it just kind of fell through. You just kind of had to listen to the uncle. He had to go, and when in reality, he should have maybe took more of a stance, right? But he didn't. He's like, oh yeah, this will be good. I can do this thing that my uncle's making me do, and then I can come back and probably get her because I'll have like a higher standing and stuff like that. But it didn't work out.
He couldn't control his circumstances. I understand that he couldn't control his circumstances. I think the frustration really comes with how listless he was. He was just kind of sort of going through the motions, really.
Yeah,
he was going through the motions, which is like partly where we see bits of Mama where like, this is my lot in life, this is what I have to deal with, you know, simply how it is. But he did not think about, he didn't really pick up what Fengshan was putting down for him.
Yeah, and I think he didn't understand, he didn't truly understand the consequences of what they had done, because she was such a like highly sought out, you know, high purity figure, and with having a child, right, it was just kind of doomed, and he didn't know what she would have to go through, you know, like the selling of the body, and then eventually catching the disease because of all of the selling of the body. It's quite dark, honestly. It made me really sad to hear about her story.
Yeah. And I feel bad for the both of them, really, because like, I'm sure should he have come to his senses sooner, he would have realized, oh fuck, I can't really go this far. I have someone waiting for me. But alas. But yeah, that's where it all bites him in the ass, where he comes back and like he finally comes to his senses and be like, oh shit, I totally forgot about the woman that I love. Da-da-da-da. And so it turns out that the reason why Lacan wanted Maomao so much is not because he's a fucking creep. I mean, he is still a creep, but at least he wasn't trying to be creepy towards Maomao, but it was just so the fact that Maomao is kind of his only tie back to the one woman that he truly adored.
Mm-mm.
And it sucks because she wants nothing to do with his ass. Fuck all to do with his ass. But yeah, he is just enjoying reliving all those dreams before he wakes up back in the brothel. Yeah, back at the verdigris house. Yippee!
Yippee.
So, yeah, he wakes up on his bedside or whatnot. He is given a message from Maomao being a blue rose. A blue rose. So, yeah. I think Mei is one of the ladies that come to greet him. Mei is kind of like the OG that is usually the one entertaining him or whatnot. And they're just like, yep, time for you to buy a courtesan per the rules.
Yeah.
And so he goes downstairs, they line up all the girlies, Mei lines up at the end, and Lacan is like, yeah, I'm sure all these women are beautiful, but again, I do not see what the fuck their faces look like. All I see are go pieces. Because again, he has that issue.
Yeah.
And so he is just like, you know what? Mei has always treated me so kindly. If I had to buy someone out, then sure. So he walks up to Mei, and right before Mei, agrees or they complete the deal, Mei is like, hey, if you truly and sincerely want to buy me out, I am happy to. That is perfectly fine. However, there is one more lady for you to choose. And so that's when she opens the door to the back, and Grandmama from the verdigris is just, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And so it was as soon, I believe, as she opened the doors where, like, the lovely songs and singing from Feng Shan is heard, and Lacan's just like, holy shit!
It's my wife!
I don't know what I think it is!
Ah!
But yeah, and so after a long time, however many years it's been, they finally reunite. And Grandmama is just like, can't fucking be here. This is for the sick bay. And Lacan is just like, I want this one. It's like, you shouldn't fucking be here. Just like, no, I want this one. You said I get to buy out a courtesan. This is my choice.
Yeah.
Don't care. I'll pay you however fucking much it is. And that was all he had to say.
Yeah, and the scene, like the whole, bro, I actually cried. I unironically cried. Like when the moment that when, like, I guess she realized who he was, and she goes from like the sick, like sad, kind of empty looking woman that she was portrayed as, to then just like beautiful, which I think obviously in reality she still looked like sick and kind of shit, but I think the reason they do this transformation is because that's how he saw her, regardless of the state she was in. And that's why I started crying. I was like, God damn it, why can't I have that? Ah!
I felt so bad for Mei though. She just broke down there. And
Oh
was
my
like, she's crying. I'm like, no, my girl deserves better.
Yeah, oh my god.
Because Mei was there the entire time. Like, they were all there. Mei, prior to being a courtesan, she was one of the servant girls that was there, and she watched them, and, it didn't occur to her. And they just broke down crying, because it's just like, big sister, you should just been fucking honest from the start. Like, had you been honest from the start, that you didn't want to be bought out or whatnot, like, you didn't have to end up like this.
Yeah.
It was real bittersweet. It was real bittersweet. It was a great time, but also it was just so sad. And yeah. And then, I believe, Mei then sends out a letter to Maomao talking about, like, hey, here's the pretty shot. Remember when I always told you that you better dance for me when I get sold out? Yeah. And Maomao's just like, alright, cool. which then leads us to the most beautiful dance piece I've seen.
That's so good. The music, the dance, the animation. Oh my god, top tier.
Music and dance and everything, and it was really sweet. It was really sweet, and Jinshi was there being like, "Bitch, the fuck are you doing?" Nearly makes her fall. Fucking dickhead! Like, what are you doing over there?
Why you sneak up on her like that? You know?
But yeah, and it's just. It was a really sweet way to both end that storyline as well as end the whole series. Like, it was a great, great ending for several many reasons. Because, like, again, one, Lacan and Fengshan, they finally get back together, you know.
Got the closure and stuff.
Yeah, finally got closure there. Maomao, too. Like, we get some insight into her character. They're just like, you know, you may be like just the woman that happened to give birth to me, but also like hopefully this makes us even smile. Hopefully this makes us even smile. You know, it just showcases that at the end of the day, while motherly love is something that's foreign to her, like she still cares. If not cares for her as her mom, cares for her at least by a woman that was, you know, brought in a tragedy by their circumstances. So it was really nice that despite her trying to fucking kill her, like she understands, like, you know, I can't blame you, because again, if I had a man that could not buy me so much as he tried, then shit, I would have done some crazy shit to you type shit. Like, probably not her, but like the way that she was like, yeah, I could see what that crazy love shit does to people.
Drives you crazy.
But yeah, it was really sweet. They talk about it, and yeah, that pretty much wraps up the series.
Also,
hopefully we get to see Jinshi and Maomao get closer in season 2. Yippee!
The little scene where he's carrying her. Hello.
Oh yes.
She freaking debates his ass because he's holding her because he was stressed out because she was first dancing on the roof, yes, or not the roof, the like wall, the defense wall, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Freaking, she's dancing on it all pretty, and then she hurts her leg because it's still healing, and Jinshi is carrying her back to like fix it up. And she does this like whole little thing. She's like, I have something to tell you. And it's like, oh, what's going on? She's gonna talk about her feelings. And she was like, oh, do you have the ox bear or whatever? And I'm just like,
the reward that I asked for.
Oh my god.
She was still smirking. I was like, what the fuck?
It's like she knew what she was doing. Interesting, huh? She's the worst. She's the worst.
She's trolling Jinshi so much. I love that moment. I was like, and I was like, I knew deep down like she's not gonna do anything.
Oh my gosh, I wanted them to kiss so bad, man. I
have season 2 then. Pray season 2.
Yeah, damn well no, they weren't kissing there. I was like, Mama's definitely still thinking about that thing that
she
promised me so long ago. I was like, that'd be fucking crazy if they did, but I was just like, nah, she just wants the Hawk special. Like,
yeah, the priorities there is just set straight, you know. Fuck Jinshi, she just wants the reward.
Dang flabbit. Well, so yeah, I mean that is season 1 of Apothecary Diaries. You know what? 5 hours of us yapping because so much happens, and every moment feels so important to the show as a whole. Like truly, it is such a good show. I was surprised because when I had first heard about Apothecary Diaries, I was like, oh yeah, it looks okay. You know, like I went like quite a few months after it came out before I didn't watch it, and I'm really glad that I did. I probably would not have watched it if it weren't for the show. So I'm very, very thankful. Some late Thanksgiving thanks. I'm very thankful for my girlies for suggesting this one because it was a really good show. Yeah. So let me pull up. Okay, season 2.
She's so excited. Look at her.
All right. Okay.
I knew it was low-key popular for a while until I gave it a try, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, me too. I remember when Apothecary, like, I think I was watching that season. It was just something I picked up out of whim because I was like, okay, this has some really high ratings on it, and wow, yeah, really, really great. And it was really refreshing too. Like, I don't know, just that whole season it came out because I think it was Apothecary and also Freerin too.
Yeah, both of them
That
came out
that
at
was
the same
actually just
timing.
an absolute banger season to be watching it.
It is.
I'm gonna send one of you guys the link, and then
Did you play it?
I started playing.
I saw the chat. Like, yeah, she probably played it on stream.
It's okay. It was but 10 seconds or less than 10 seconds. It's like 2 seconds of violence. It's fine.
That's funny.
Wait, no, I'll just stream it to you guys, and then I'll mute the desktop audio for a second. Listen, bro. Not all of us were born with the big brains like Maomao, okay?
It's all good. It's all good. Maybe you'll develop the Maomao instinct soon.
Yeah, right? I'm praying for it. Okay.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, you got that. You got that.
You're just gonna lock it in with the cosplay and an easy clap. You're just gonna be a chill
I want to
guy.
cosplay the dancing outfit so bad. It's so cute.
Do it! Do it! I would love to see it.
Nice.
I'll learn the dance and everything. Okay, all right. We're gonna watch the trailer. This is the here. I'll drop the link in both chat so we could, I don't know, watch it together or something. Bam. Okay, all right, everyone, viewers, you can click on it, and I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then you guys can see it because I'm showing it to you guys. All right, you're gonna be muted so they can't hear your reactions, but they'll hear it after. Yes. Okay. All right. All right, chatters, echo biters, chimes, and Owza kids. Drum roll. Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. Baby. In a place swirling with conspiracies, bomb sounds, another mystery arises. Woo! 2025. Cute!
Oh, I got goosebumps.
Yeah! Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we're gonna see a lot of Lolan, right? We're gonna see a lot of her. And
Wait, you didn't watch this one. Hey, this one.
another one.
This one was new. The one day ago. I think you should be watching this one instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This one. Has the opening as well, so you get a little bit of teaser.
Okay. All right, guys, we got one more. Copy. Just a little teaser, just a little teasing. Oh
This
my
one
gosh.
actually talks about the story.
Okay, cool. Perf. How to stream? It's late into the evening, all right? My brain is cooked. All right, you guys can see it?
Yo.
Ladies? Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna mute them again so I don't get copy strike. Okay. All right, everybody on go. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Bang. Oh, okay. Whoa, why does she look different? Please teach me how to read. Kitty! Darkness approaches. Poison! Blonde women? What the hell? Oh, is that? Naruhodo. Who is this girl? Shisu? Really?
Like, I don't know the plot of season 2, but I roughly know who's who. And I was like, oh, she's appears in this season. It's like, okay. You might love her. You might.
I might love her. Okay, okay. All right. So,
you see that hinted like season 2, another bunch of like multiple events happening to lead up to like a one big one again. God dang!
I mean, it's mysteries. This is post tax evasion mysteries. So I'm excited to see.
Yeah, tax evasion.
That's crazy.
I'm excited to see where it goes. Those blonde women looked very pretty. Lots of pretty women. I'm most excited. Yeah, I'm hyped, and I really enjoyed talking about the season 1. Do you guys have any last thoughts?
I can't wait for season 2. That's it.
Yeah.
Yo, the opening is such a banger already.
It's really good. Yeah. Cover. Any covers? Any girls gonna be doing a cover? Start practicing now. Just learn from that video and then do the rest.
The song's not even out. That's in parts, girl.
Just learn the trailer and that'll help you learn when the full song comes out later. Huh?
True. She's cooking up a plan right now.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching our second half of the Apothecary Diaries episode of Anime Day. We don't know what we're doing for the next show yet. Honestly, I'm gonna say this here. I'm gonna just put this out. Do you guys want to do Arcane? Because honestly, there's so much to talk about, and also it's so conveniently neat where it's 3 episodes.
I haven't watched Arcane at all, but
packed.
You haven't watched it, Azaria?
No, I don't play League, so I don't watch Arcane.
Wait, so you haven't seen season 1?
No, not at all.
Oh my goodness, what? Oh no. Okay, well, I think you should watch it, and maybe we do our first guest join us, you know? We have to find a resident like Arcane expert. I think that would be fun.
Hysteria or Mischief, they know their stuff.
Oh yeah? Okay. Well, yeah, I think Arcane would be really... Because I have theories and things that I have found that I haven't seen people talk about. And I'm gonna hold my tongue until we do the next episode. But I think Arcane would be really good.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. But we'll talk about it after. See what you guys think other than that. Yes. All right, well, yeah, you guys have anything coming up that you want to promote?
No.
I'm doing Apex Guess Your Rank on the 14th. Yeah.
Nice.
Feel free to send in your clip, Smile. I'll have it up on my X. Where is it? I'll put it up.
Also, you can we can say this here. Please buy our merch. We have
the debut merch, the Christmas merch, the digital merch, everything. Buy it all.
Yeah, put out so much, so you have a lot of options to choose from, you know, whatever you want to get, whatever you're feeling, whatever you fancy, and or whatever your sister, brother, mother, cat, dog fancies as well. We have, you know, we have our system voice packs that are gonna be out forever. We have our physical debut merch, you know, we have the acrylic stands, we have the cups, we have the mouse pads, which I can't wait for the mouse pad. Because I keep destroying the ones that I already own, because I am a cat. I'm literally just a cat ruining all of my own mouse pads. But yeah, we have
physical merch is only available until December 30th. Sales live until December 30th. So once
totally buy for
January
Christmas
comes
for
around-
everyone.
yeah, buy it for your
Yeah.
mom.
Once
For your
January
dad, for
passes,
everyone.
you cannot get it anywhere else. This is a limited run, so buy
Yeah.
it. Meow.
You know what you could do? You could put like if you could get like a Elyza like acrylic stand and put it next to like the Maomao figure that you guys possibly have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could test all of your weird apothecary creations on the acrylic stands and see how see how we react. Just use my acrylic stand to make that aphrodisiac. That's what I'll be doing. I'm just gonna mix it, you know.
No, they're getting jars for the stands.
But yeah, our physical debut merch is honestly really, really nice. We've gotten to see some sneak peeks, and we were genuinely surprised with the quality. It's like all super duper nice. So we can
good on the photos.
yeah, we can vouch
Very,
for
very
it. Like
good,
it's
yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to see as well. Like it looks so good. It looks so good. It looks so good. It looks so good. I'm so excited to get the stuff that I've gotten. So yeah, till the 30th, and then also our Christmas voice packs as well. Those are all really high quality like scenario things, voice pack things, and that is also limited for the month of December, right? Is it the month of December?
I think so. I didn't really see it like a
Is it?
sales timing. I don't think there's like
I didn't see a
expiry,
sales
like,
timing
word.
on it.
Yeah, I
Let
don't
me
see a
see.
sales time on it. Might be forever.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna double check that, and then you guys should definitely double check that. But yeah, so you got a lot of options, a lot of things to choose from. Whatever you know tickles your fancy, it's here. We got it. Yeah. Thank you, Bluebell. Yes. Pindus Beach. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Tomorrow's my off day, so you can watch any of the other Eves. I'm sure someone will be live tomorrow, and forever and ever, every single day. Watch EVE.EXE and enjoy us and love us and enjoy us and love us. And yeah, thank you for guys. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye. 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 Yeah, there you go. There's the booth link in the Twitch chat. Okay, bye.